the money trail. It's very hard to look into the money trail. Uh, who are the real investors and who are also the real users and buyers? For example, let me go into uh, sugarcane, for example. In sugarcane, in the international market, even if it's bought, for example, you don't know until the time of actual production whether it will be used for food or whether it will be used for biofuel. Um, it's only at the point of after the point of purchase and during the time of production or processing that you know where it will go. So these are some of the complications in being able to do a tracing of the products and the money trail.
Yeah, anybody else want to respond?
Yeah, hello, Sir
Yes,
VB.
please.
Yeah, but I've
Yeah.
already included this in the chat, and it's related to the question. One big problem that we face is that legally we cannot make the parent companies from the northern countries liable for what their local counterparts do, because they say that these are separate legal entities. But there is a present initiative. I'm not sure, but I think it's anchored by the OHCHR. I'm not sure, but there is an initiative on drafting a legally binding treaty on transnational corporations and human rights. And I think they're at the third draft right now, and they are gathering inputs from CSOs from countries. So if us CSOs could also be part of that process, that's also one way to make our voice heard. I think at the global stage of business and human rights, passing this legally binding treaty could also be a big positive step. And here in the Philippines, our National Human Rights Institution is anchoring the gathering of civil society inputs to the third draft. So just wanted to flag that as well. Oh, it's the UNHRC. Yes, I think yes.
In fact, like India, yeah, Don.
Well, I think another way of looking at it is that the northern governments are also providing funds to various multilateral development banks, having because they're rich, so they have more investments in those institutions. And these institutions are funding governments in the south, where there's corruption and land rights are being violated. So I think that's one area also that we can look at on how northern governments also sort of regulate their role in these international financial institutions. Thank you.
I think if I speak for India, here the Indian companies have been very aggressively going for this. In India, there were investments from outside, but in the last few years, I say 4 or 5 years, it is the Indian multinational companies which have been actually doing the land grab, and it's a well-known factor everywhere that who are these companies, where are they hailing from, and how is the government can become a real estate agent for them. So this is a very big challenge also, that when we talk about transnational corporation, we cannot ignore the domestic powerful companies and groups which are doing the same thing, which are violating the rights of the people and not following them. So that is the I think in our suggestions, and I hope it's not merely voluntary, but if it becomes a kind of legally binding treaty or something, then it will be probably useful for us. So if do we have other people, then otherwise we have to wrap it up also because of the time constraints. Any suggestion for future, how can we strengthen the ILC collaboration on land conflict monitoring?
I think Vivi, the secretary has said that we need to wind up. But I
Okay,
think
okay, fine.
for next month, well, we have the regional assembly. I think that will be an opportunity for the members to provide their inputs.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then I'll thank you for all for your participation, and hope this report will give us a way forward to strengthen our network more powerfully. And I think we need to do more it our own self, like land conflict things. You have already designed it, and hopefully in the next like following, we will be able to do it in a much better way. So thank you very much, and thank you for participation of all the people who participated.
Thank you again, Vivi, for moderating. So I'll call on Gina now of the CDA Bangladesh to make the closing remarks for this session. Again, thank you very much, and apologies for taking much of the time. We'll also make an announcement of when the publication of this land conflict report will be made available. We'll invite you in the formal lunch. Thank you. So I now call on Gina.
Hello. Is it okay?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you, Gina. Please speak.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Bibi. Let me start with a very incited and significant theme, which is, we have already mentioned, in our report, land is not just a commodity, but an essential element for the realization of human rights. Following that, responsibility goes to the civil society to initiate scientific measures for land governance through access to land and sustainable land use and by taking the initiative to collect the data mostly on land conflicts which is happening at the realities. Land conflicts are a key indicator of the state of land governance and how far it is towards access to the land rights that should be initiated by the several stakeholders in each country and the communities from the grassroots level. However, have a nice day and good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to all of you. And congratulations for your attention, interaction, and for the inciting such a thematic and methodological information. We already gathered knowledge, learned about the country-specific cases, modalities, technical index, frameworks with data visibilities from the different presenters to ensure the land governance, especially the summary from the 6 countries in Asia, aligning with the commitments of CBI 9 and 10 of ILC, in association with the ANGO and Landwatch Asia Group, consisted with 6 partners from Bangladesh, India, Cambodia, Indonesia, Philippines, and Nepal. Also, some of the ideas from the Eva Harshok and Anna are very much appreciated. So, I would like to thank ILC, Angok, member of Landwatch Asia Group, and the participants, all distinguished presenters, to consolidate and pointed out the key indicators in their presentations, such a realistic data information through it is a very though it is a very limited number of information, but very much effective to highlight real conflicts and violation of human rights situation in relation with the land rights, as well as the violation of the principles of even GP land rights and business and human rights horizontally and vertically. I must thank to the partner organizations who were involved and collected these informations with the high risk during the entire period of data gathering during COVID-19. It was really a big challenge, but we did. So credit goes to them for their efforts. Let me take the opportunity to thank all the organizers to make this space to highlight the details in the study, incidences, evidences, causes, and consequences of the land conflicts, where we have the scope to protect, paying the respect to the victims and the remedies through formulation of national action plan. On the basis of the key findings and recommendations, as stated by the distinguished presenters in this session. So this is very important to make the national, regional, and the global level advocacy upon the recommendations to play the effective role of these respective governments in Asia and the role of business sector to the UN system to protect the land use for food security and to protect the defenders' rights as well. The pay, as the paying the respect to the affected communities with a comprehensive, legally bound system to achieve the SDGs with UDHR and any other visionary commitments, in future. For the next, I would like to emphasize on the recommendations to continue such a mechanism with the methodologies to continuous assessment and land conflicts monitoring, along with capacity building by the respective NHRCs and NHRI, with the continuous support from ILC and GOC and Land Watch Asia for a long-term period. Finally, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to say some abstract from the interaction of this knowledge festival and learning platform of Asia Land Forum. Thanking you once again. And finally, I would like to thank Dennis, Nakhal Dawn, Tony Quizon, Devi from KPA, Vidhi from India, and myself is thankful to all of you. Mirgul is here also, Mirgul and Ruxana from Sri Lanka and all others. Those actors have already extended their support and cooperation, and to make it success, a very effective workshop or seminar or any other to have in a right track. So thank you very much. Long live and good blessings to all. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gina. Gina Bai. Raisa from ILC RCU will make an announcement. Raisa. Okay, I think.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Yes.
The next session is going to be in another room. I have put the link in the chat, so you can click the link in the chat. Just make sure you rename yourself in the room because it's a generic link. Thank you. Oh,
Thank
the
you.
room we will still open this room for the closing, so you can come back to this room later after the session ends. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. See you in the other room.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. See you.
Thank you, Tony. Yes.